Welcome to Law Insider. In this tutorial, I'm going to be walking you through getting started with the Law Insider Word add-in. If you review, draft or negotiate contracts, this tool is built to save you time, improve consistency and bring AI directly into your workflow without ever leaving Microsoft Word. Right, let's get into it. So the Law Insider add-in is your AI-powered contract assistant and it's embedded directly inside Word. It lets you do a few things. You can ask contextual questions about your contract, draft and redline clauses using AI and review full contracts for issues. This means faster reviews, fewer missed issues and less copy and pasting between tools and documents. So first things first, to install the Law Insider add-in, you need to open Microsoft Word. I'm using the online version here, but you can also use desktop. You can go to add-ins, which is this little square icon here. You click on that and then you search Law Insider in this ribbon here, in this field here. And once you do that, this will come up, this icon will come up, you click on that and then you add it. The add-in will then appear in your ribbon here. So if you're in Home, this is where the Law Insider icon will appear. And then you click it to launch in the sidebar. This is where all the action happens. So you'll need a Law Insider account to use it. If you don't have one yet though, there is a link in the sidebar to sign up, where it says create account here. Once installed, you click the add-in in Word and you'll be prompted to log in. If you're on a team plan, your credentials will automatically connect to your team's playbooks and settings. After logging in, the add-in links directly to your Law Insider account. This ensures that your preferences, saved prompts and playbooks carry over between sessions. Now let's explore the tool. The add-in gives you a few core tools, each designed to solve a specific contract task. The first tool is Ask. Use this to ask the AI contract-specific questions. For example, what's missing from this indemnity clause? Is this termination for convenience clause one-sided? It uses the context of the document you're reviewing to give grounded, clause-aware answers. Let's try it. So we're asking the tool to tell us whether the warranty clause is balanced, and it's giving us a full analysis. Firstly, it's explaining what the agreement says, it's analysing it, it's telling us that the first part is standard, but the second part is a broad disclaimer. It's giving us a balance assessment, so it's going quite deep, and then it's giving us a conclusion. Now, the other thing that you can do is draft or revise language with the help of AI. So I'm going to use the redline function here. And I'm asking it to make the warranty clause more balanced. And what it's doing here is it's suggesting some red lines, which you can then instantly apply to your agreement. The changes are then made, and now the warranty clause is balanced. And what you can also do with regard to drafting is create completely new clauses where those are missing. So if you click on draft, and it will create an entire agreement clause or whatever clause you ask it to do, and then you can insert it at the cursor. And that's inserted. Okay, so next we have AI review. So if we go into review here, you can review this agreement using AI. So what you need to do is just open a contract and the AI will run a structured review, flagging issues like one-sided risk terms, missing key provisions, inconsistent defined terms, and it delivers a line-by-line red line or suggestion directly in the document. So here it's asking us for some information. If you give it this information, it will make it easier for the AI to assess what rules to apply. So here I'm going to tell it that I'm the customer, and here I'm going to say that the one thing that I don't want is a non-solicitation clause, so look out for that. So I'm going to start the review. And now the AI is on the fly creating a playbook to assess this agreement to see whether any principles that it thinks should be adhered to are not. And so it is now, as you see, generating a playbook. It's an AI generated playbook, and it's giving us suggestions. So it's telling us, for example, that there is missing statement of work detail requirements. It's telling us that the fees and payment terms are missing, so there is no specific payment method, and you can then click on this. It will take you to the relevant part of the agreement, and then you can either choose to apply the suggested language or ignore it entirely. So if you look at the IP and it's telling us, it's giving us a suggestion, you may not want that, that's absolutely fine. You can just ignore it, and then it will mark that as compliant with your preferences. But if you already have your review rules, you can load your playbook and the AI will apply those rules contract-wide. So if we go back to review, you can go into review with playbook, and you can either use a custom playbook that you've created, or you can use a playbook that we've preloaded here. So all Law Insider Word-in accounts have these playbooks here that are loaded as standard, and then your custom playbooks that you've created will appear up top. You can start with the review using our MSA playbook, and again it will go through the agreement and it will assess whether the principles within that playbook are aligned with the content of the document or not. And again, it will tell us, for example, indemnity. This is a one-sided indemnification. It's then suggesting a red line to bring that up to scratch with your preferred position. So let's have a look at what that looks like. So here it's turning a one-sided indemnification into a mutual indemnity, and it's giving us the right language in order to do that quickly. Okay, now the other thing that you can do really easily is create your own playbook. So as I mentioned earlier, if you have your own preferences, whether those may be in your head or in a Word document or a dusty PDF somewhere, you can create your own playbook. Playbook name MSA demo. This is an MSA. You can save your playbook, and then you can create your own rules, which is really easy. No non-solicitation. Okay. You can then say whether you want this to be a red line suggestion or just a suggestion. A suggestion is just a flag, so it won't suggest new language for you. It will just suggest it. It will flag it so that you can review it and then assess what you want to do in each instance. This might be preferable when you're asking more junior members of the team to make a change, or even if you're delegating some of the contract review to, for example, the sales team for simpler agreements like NDAs. In this instance, I'm going to ask the tool to redline, and I'm also going to enable comments. So enabling comments means that your red lines will be accompanied by a comment that appears in the Word document, and I'm going to keep it simple. So you can create your rule, and then I'm just going to run this playbook with simply one rule just to illustrate what happens. So we've said we don't want a non-solicitation clause. It's now assessing the agreement to see whether a non-solicitation clause appears. It does. You click it, it takes you to the relevant part of the agreement where it appears, and it's suggesting that you remove it entirely in accordance with your instruction to the playbook. So you do that, and as you see here, non-solicitation is not appropriate for this type of agreement. The comment automatically appears there. Okay, last piece that I will show you before I sign off. There is a compare function here. So here what you can do is you can upload another document. So if you have a statement of work, for example, as a separate document, you can upload it and ask the system to compare that statement of work against the MSA to see if there are any inconsistencies. You may want to compare a term sheet that you might have or a list of issues that you've been negotiating and came to an agreement on. You can upload that and ask the system to compare. But I will be doing full videos on each of these features soon, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching.